Welcome to Chat With Me on the Side. Today we have the amazing, the beautiful, and the wonderful, my friend, Mike Gincel.
Robin Hoffman, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me here on Chat With Me on the Side.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you. Today Mike wanted to join us and talk to us about his journey, which has been about weight loss and weight gain, like me, and weight loss, and weight gain, and weight loss. But now he's in such a great space, so tell us, how has that journey been for you?
Well, Robin, it's been a journey and a half, let me tell you. I pretty much have been a chubby child. I was chubby probably from like 8, 9 years old. And it progressed through the middle school and high school years. And you know how kids can be pretty awful.
Pretty brutal.
Definitely in the mid-2000s, bullying was more in school versus online. Whereas today it's more like an online thing. So it was more directly to me. So that kind of affected me where I didn't really want to lose weight. I just turned it to like food for comfort because food doesn't bully you. It's unfortunate. So I was a heavy kid, heavy in college, and then I did lose the weight actually another time. I went to Weight Watchers in 2013 or 14 with my mom, and I lost like 50 pounds that way. But the thing about Weight Watchers is that it didn't really teach you about nutrition. It didn't teach you about really, it was like,
especially back then, right? It was probably just the point system.
It wasn't points plus yet. It wasn't freestyle. It wasn't any of the special stuff. It was just like, here are the points. Here's what it is, and it's calculated based on calories, fat, and fiber. And it wasn't calculating nutrients. It wasn't really. It was just it felt like not like a get rich quick scheme,
right.
Kind of like for weight loss. Like
right.
this
So
is how you do it.
And you lost the weight, but then what happened?
Yeah, of course you didn't learn much about nutrition, so the weight came back on within, I'd say, 3-4 years. I was working overnight. I wasn't eating properly. I was going through emotional stuff, and again, emotional eater turns to food. So I reached almost 300 pounds at the beginning of the year, and that was incredibly embarrassing, incredibly awful. And
especially since you had seen the point of where you lost weight and you were feeling good, and then to gain it back, you get that cycle in your head of like, oh, you just keep going and going. I lost the weight, but why didn't I keep it off? And why did I do this? So it's not good.
Not good at all.
Yeah.
It definitely was. It hurts even more the second time because you've been to the promised land. You've been to that moment where, guys or girls are checking you out more and you're getting more attention and you're feeling better and everybody's giving you all this praise. And then all of a sudden it just goes right away. Which you really shouldn't go off people's own feelings, and you should love yourself first.
And we will definitely talk about that as well. But.
Right, but I went to my doctor and I actually got diagnosed with moderate sleep apnea in the very beginning of the year, which was extremely like a wake-up call for me. It was a huge wake-up call for me because I'm only 28. I really shouldn't be dealing with issues like that.
So now the weight has become dangerous.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it went from okay, you're chubby, okay, you just gotta lose the weight, to okay, serious health issues down the line. It's starting. You might wanna pick up a dumbbell instead of a cookie or something like that. But it was very scary to be in that parking lot of my doctor's office, going, how did I get this far? Why did I let myself get this far? I felt like I had a road ahead of me. There was two choices. It's cliche as it sounds, that fork in the road,
right.
Like. It's okay, I can wallow in my misery, I can wallow in self-pity and just doom myself, or I can take the harder road and really commit myself to this new lifestyle and make it a forever journey instead of just a partial journey. And that's what I did. I looked up personal trainers. I found my personal trainer through Instagram. I started working out with him. I used my fitness pal. I was like, I'm gonna just track everything that I can and just be as serious as I can to it, because as much as it sounds dramatic, I'm like, this is life or death. It's either now or never. Every cliche, Hallmark Channel cliche you can think of, I thought it. So I started in January and I haven't looked back since.
Awesome. And you feel good?
I feel great. I feel free. Well, my personal trainer, Andrew, who goes by Thor of Oz on Instagram, gotta give him a plug, he's a cosplayer. So I kind of started to dabble into the world of cosplay because it's a really nice reward for all the weight loss. I didn't have like that reward aspect of like, what's something that you really want to do, but you have to kind of, get there. So I really wanted to start cosplaying. I know MegaCon's coming into town. I know that there's a huge world out there that I don't even know of. So I'd really like to start cosplaying as some of my favorite Marvel heroes, some of my favorite DC heroes, get into that world and start making new friends and making this a whole new journey for me.
So your reward is being able to do that and fitting into different costumes and fitting into different things that you may not have been able to before.
Right, do photo shoots. And I mean, I feel like people can cosplay at any weight, any size.
Absolutely.
Cosplay is for everyone. Period of the story. That's what they really preach in the community, especially talking to.
I just meant how you feel.
Yes. I want to feel, good in the costume. I want to feel, like a hero, I guess. Yeah. But that's the huge thing that I think I've learned in this journey is that as much as it's a physical transformation, it's a mental transformation as well. That's a huge thing is that you can lose the weight, but if you don't change what's up here, it'll come right back. Mm-hmm. And going through all that emotional, I hid behind my weight for a long time. And I think it's with a lot of people I've spoken to that have lost weight, people have been very much like, I hid behind that. Mm-hmm. It was my guard. And it was my guard. Like, if I made fun of myself first for being fat, no one else can do it for me. If I hurt myself first, no one else can hurt me. And yeah, it's painful. It hurts. I mean, it hurts to go through, why did I get that big and why have I been hurting for so long? But the reward of being a stronger and better person, it makes it all worth it in the end.
And it'll help you not to go there again.
I can't imagine going back. I really can't, especially knowing that this journey has been it's been about 4.5 months and I've lost almost 50 pounds. That's amazingly, insanely good. But I feel like this time it sticks versus 2013 because I've been working out more, because I understand, what a carb is and what a fat is and what macros are.
You've learned every piece of it, not just about the food, but about yourself and about where the mind needs to be. There's so many aspects to it. It's not just about, not eating carbs or whatever. There's so many things. Because there's times where I feel like you have to. You have to eat carbs. You just have to eat the right ones. And you should be able to treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Right?
The best day of the year.
Yourself, so.
I love that. Yes, and my trainer.
And that's all about balance.
My trainer's huge on that, actually. He's told me that he didn't want me to eat out of containers 8 times a day, where people, they have the chicken breast, the broccoli, the brown rice. It's all about understanding what carbs are and it's kind of to me now, my calories and my carbs and all the macros, it's like a bank account. Every day I get a deposit, it's up to me how I spend it.
Right.
And once I spend it and there's no rollover, it's gone for the next day. So it's a nice mindset to have it's a clean slate every day. And it's not a bad thing if you want to have french fries, have the french fries. Right. But just be smart about your french fries.
Right. And don't eat them every single night, that kind of thing. And it really is a mindset, and I love it. And I think individually, it's best for you to learn what's best for your body, because what works for Mike is not going to work for somebody else. It probably wouldn't work for me just because my body's different and it responds differently. But most importantly, you have to be happy here. Here. It's so important. You have to know who you are. You have to love yourself. No matter what your weight, no matter what your size, no matter what your anything, you have to love yourself first. And then you can be healthier no matter what that takes. I
absolutely agree with that statement. And at first I thought that that's such a Lifetime Hallmark Channel saying I have to love myself. But it's so true. We are our own worst critics. We are our own worst enemies.
And the best quote I ever heard, I'm sorry to interrupt, was, it's none of your business what other people think of you. It isn't. And it doesn't matter. It's what you think of you.
Right.
So Mike, I love you, and I'm so glad that you're here today to help us explore this issue and this topic. And I hope everyone out there knows that you should love yourself, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to take care of each other.